Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tournament 29, nearing the big 3-0 of OMEGA³ Upper Limits. My name is Kim Cold Cloud. I will be your host for this evening. That is a visual error, I apologize. It's just me today. It is a Friday. Last week, we had 2 people reach Stage 7. They were, if I recall, Shmuel Samiach and I will check. Samiach and Sam Folsom. Both of them reached the back half, but ultimately none were successful in reaching the final stage. Samiach failed 7.7. Folsom failed 7.9. He did get close. He failed on the last rounded ledge of the Cliffhanger Odyssey. Women's champion is Isabella Folsom for the 3rd time, 2nd in this era. Current Shatters champion is Kai Diol, and best debutant, number 51, will be Sergei Devlayasov. Speaking of debutants, we have a lot of them this week. It's actually crazy. Jackpot stands at $1,680,000. We're gonna kick off stage 1 right now. I gotta get the intros up, and there was a bit of a delay because I was working on nameplates, but I decided to forego them because reasons. It was just taking way too much time. Anyway, stage 1. Here we go. So long story short, in the aftermath of OMEGA² a new universe was discovered. So for stage 1, we go back to where it all began. At least it's left here. Stage 1 is Ruins of Arcadia. It is a speed stage consisting of 7 obstacles. No adjustments this time around. Acceleration path, is essentially a nerfed version of the ejector from Ultimate Beastmaster. There's a slowly moving conveyor you gotta time your jump off of, and then to another element I cannot recall off the top of my head. Rocket launcher from Frodo Sasuke, inspired by the kids and mature kids version of the of another obstacle from the WNO. A monster swing, 2 rocket holes attached to long preloaded swinging arms. Candy Cane Rush from Australian Ninja Warrior. Competitors ride an angle board with handholds down the slider track, then time your shade to a second angle board. Rotating Bridge was definitely a killer of the ninjas last week. Long plate with 3 center cutouts that freely spin on the center axis. The competitors run across this plank, ideally using the center footholds created by the cutouts. Back half starts with the Dipper Pendulum, a mix of the Double Dipper and the Double Pendulum. Called correctly. Big Dipper, sorry. Icarus Glider. Which is competitors build momentum on the start platform and jump to a ring, using their momentum to move the ring of a slightly ascending track and coming their dismount to a balance lane. Finally, Alcatraz Escape. 3 walls, it's from Muso. First you go over, the second you go through with a tiny little gap near the top, and the third you go over with a metal bar near the top. Time limit, 75 seconds. Top 75 on, down, bottom 25 are out. 25 eliminations this time around. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is where it all kicks off. 18 chatters, 5 women, a record-breaking 15 debutants, if I recall that's the record anyway, and 100 competitors vying to reach the upper limits of what is humanly possible. And it all starts with the R&B singer, Ryohei Yamamoto. There we go. IG just timing out on Alcatraz. Brett Strong up next. He moved a whole 1 spot after last week. Fails Candy Cane Rush. First of the debutants, Angélique Serre, hailing from France. he does slightly better than Brett Strong. And one of our first competitors hailing from Mexico, another debutant, Amancay Gonzalez. Ooh, timing out on AE. That is a strong start for the debutant. First, Shatter, Fabian Scheitner. Oh, by a third of a second. That is rough. Fabi, no. Meanwhile, another debutant. He does take first for the moment. Coming out longer. Another debutant in Katarzyna Jonazik, hailing from Poland. First victim of the rotating bridge. And I believe this dude was former best debutant in Tournament 25. Best debutant. Chris DeGanji. Save on a rocket launcher to fail on IG. The Idol. Rine Sugita. Also just timing out on an E. Just outpaced by Scheitner. Maintains the lead. Hailing from, I believe, Hong Kong. Yes. First competitor hailing from Hong Kong. If I recall correctly. Jackie Wong from Sasuke, howling there on Omega. Rotating bridge takes another victory. Another chatter in Aussie Green. We haven't seen this dude in a minute. Probably won't be seeing him again. His acceleration path is rough spot to fail on. Big return, and that's how it ends. Aiden Geiger. Just timing out on Alcatraz escape. No clears so far. He is another debutant. A fifth one to run so far. A few runs away from seeing another one. Meanwhile, Julian Rieger. And he is our first clear. We are 1 for 12. A few seconds intact. Pretty much flawless run for Rieger. Victor Wojcik. And he immediately outpaces Rieger. Save on Candy Cane Rush. Not a perfect run. Hey, clear's clear. Another debutant, Tommy McLaughlin. Just timing out on AE. It's close though. My co-host, Fenny Kins. Save on rotating bridge. He clears it and then fails Dipper Pendulum. 10th out of 15. Not where you want to be at the moment. There's 25 eliminations. He outpaces Wojcik by a few seconds. Alex Matthews, meanwhile. Bested by rotating bridge. Is he a debutant? I'm gonna have to check, actually. And of course, we have Radium on stats, by the way. Just me. No. Me check, just be absolutely sure. He has made two of, in fact, actually, he's been to the back half of the course in Tournament 22nd. Which is actually crazy. Former semifinalist Kyle Soderman is out on rocket launcher. He may be out of it from there. He's in the bottom two right now. Another big debutant in Benjamin Reichman. Just timing out that multiple fails on AE. It definitely could have cleared, but AE a lot more difficult than it looks. Meanwhile, oh my god, it's D-Render. And he's also bested by AE. That was close. Another debutant in Grayson Payne. Never mind, rocket launcher. Lucas Human. We haven't seen this Human in a 200s! No! How close can you get? I'm getting a screenshot of that. That's crazy. Let me put that in creation. By the way, if you want to see these live, check out the Ninja Masters Discord server. Link in the description. Next, ladies and gentlemen, here come the Folsoms. Sorry, here come the Barn Burners. Starting with Phil. Wow! He beats the Klaxon. That is such a Folsom thing to do, if I'm being honest. Hollis, he's definitely moving on. Hollis Lansford. Declares as well. 5 of 24. Aikenstein. Save on RB and a fail on DP. Ooh. Former all-time record holder and semifinalist. Amir Malik. He fails of all things. Icarus Glider. Okay. Interesting. Tobias Plenger. Just timing out on a perhaps the strongest rep of, I believe, Switzerland. Sandro Scheibler. Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, I say I put in like the top three Swiss ninjas.
Yeah, 100%. Who was it? Scheibler, Matley, I think.
And some other Swiss guy, maybe. I don't know who, but I know that Matley and Scheibler are in the top three.
Yeah.
The third place is up for debate.
Yeah, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check in the. We got. We got a lot of them. Scheibler. We got Christian Harmans, Matt Lee, Mitterhuber, and Zulabi. Right. Meanwhile, we got one of the best in the world right now. Former Sasuke champion, making his 5th appearance, if I recall, in Omega. The captain, Makoto Nagano, is out on rocket launcher. At least he didn't do a 41. Curtis Tran. Well, I mean, you could say he did better. He outpaced Nagano. He is in his 50s. Nate Hansen. Oh, just timing. He saved on wall 2 and timed down on wall 3 about to try to escape. Anyway, here's Brady Parks. Okay, he takes 2nd. Brady Parks came to play. And speaking of the Swissman, Joel Matley running next. He also fails on rocket launcher. Take a fat guess as to what the killer of this stage is going to be for this tournament. Former ANW finalist, if I recall correctly, Kai Beckstrand. Ooh, the miss on IG, and he still clears with a few seconds left, just out of the top 5, though. By just over a second. Making his big return, I think, host of Sasuke Nitro and Irish Warrior, Kyle Foley. Also out on rocket launcher. That might be the cutoff for all we know. Flyboy Isaiah Thomas, former finalist. Ooh, takes 2nd. A few seconds away from Folsom. Here comes the champ, Caleb Bergstrom. Saving on the last wall of AE. A bit of a slower start there, but it's all good. It's all good. It clears the clear. He does take 3rd as well. Just under a 2nd slower than Thomas. Thomas is known for speed. Flamenco. Saving on rocket launcher. Another clear. We are 11 for 30. Carrying a 1 for 3 clear. Enzo De Ferrari Wilson, another former finalist. Saving on AE. Just getting into the top 5. Topaz Neo, host of Ninja Warrior Worldwide. Let's see how he does. Just timing out on AE. Good enough for 24th out of 40. Not good enough to move on yet, but we'll have to see. Noah Munier, former semifinalist, easily takes the lead from Phil Folsom. He's called the fastest ninja alive for a reason. Again, never freaking fails to demonstrate that fact. Fred Dorrington, meanwhile, another debutant. How do you respond to that? Icarus Glider. What is Icarus Glider rated as? A 4.
The 4 usually comes from the fact that you can miss it, but but we have seen actual fails on it, before.
That is fair. If you just, oh yeah, it is a precision and a balance line. It can be. I imagine it's a little more difficult than it looks. Jody Villa. Rotating bridge, though. Again with these bounce obstacles. It's killing so many contenders. I'm tempted to just do a balance stage for OMEGA³, whenever that happens. Sotogate, Kitachuk, another debutant. Oh, timing out on Alcatraz Escape by just a few seconds. Kitachuk hails from Russia. First competitor we've had from Russia. Well, if Yuri Prokinen's any indication. Jimmy, I think Prokinen's running later as well. Yes, he's number 76. Jimmy Chang, meanwhile, number 45. Another debutant. Well, not debutant, another chatter. Jimmy Chang, hailing from Taiwan. One of the only Taiwanese competitors that we've had in Omega. Oh, Alcatraz Escape. Not bad. Deeper into stage 1. Almost got that. Another debutant. Gage Barrett. Oh, he clears. Okay. Okay. Getting play. 12 out of 46. Maybe. Yeah, that's good enough to move on for sure. Got him. Be out of the top 25 in order to move on. Or bottom 25, sorry. What the hell am I talking about? Grant Cunningham. I think he's a debutant as well. I need to enter this. Because I have a list of the debutants on my phone. Grant Cunningham. Here we go. Dipper Pendulum. Oof. Eshed Ottoman. Ah! That fell on AE cost him. The last wall too. That is rough. Jason Behrens. Rotating bridge again. Rounding out the first half of the roster. Alvin Tong Chong Kwang. Another Icarus Glider fail. That is interesting. Best debutant from last week. Sergei Devlyasov. If I recall correctly, he did get to the back half of the course. Yes, he did.
He reached the walk point stage.
Yes, he failed. Got to the astronaut, which is the first stage of the back half of the course. So that is very impressive for a debutant. He does fail Icarus Glider, though. Not good enough to move on for sure. Not yet. Not to see. Loose Cannon, RJ Roman. Just getting into the top 10. Ashton Myler, meanwhile. Rocket Launcher. Not the run he wanted. Will Slagata. Just outside of the top 10. Oh, and look at that bottom 5. 3 of them are chatters. That sucks. Doesn't bode well for former chatters champion, Bo Lewis. Also out in the rocket launcher. Well, now 4 of the bottom 5 are chatters. Damn. What's up with the rocket launcher? What is it rated as? Rocket launcher is a 6. Luke Dillon, meanwhile. Ooh, 7th. Decent. Former finalist, Tragic Hero of Omega, Clement Gravier. Whoa, getting into the top 3 by 600ths of a second over Isaiah Thomas. One Frenchman to another. Ilion Serif. Rotating bridge. Interesting spot to fail at. He is just above. He's still in the bottom 25, definitely. He's in like the bottom, nearly the bottom 15. That's right. Another debutant in Graham Busson. Even worse, Candy Cane Rush. Former Chatters champion Ethan Gardzielski running next. Top 10 run, decent. Save on AE as well. Former Sasuke finalist, the catalyst of the All-Stars, Kane the Dragon Koski. Just timing out on the Alcatraz escape. Definitely good enough to move on, I think. Yeah, he's 25th out of 62. Or 61. He's definitely moving on. Former champion of Omega and former WNL champion Jay Lewis. Whoa, he still got it. He's in the top 3. Josiah Papel, meanwhile. Jay Lewis was our inaugural champion, and then Caleb Bergstrom. And Jay did a Jay Lewis in tournament 8. Then took 14, 15 more weeks, and then Caleb Bergstrom beat Yama. Jay beat the human upper limit. So you can take Caleb Bergstrom. Hell in the top 15 for save on AE and on rotating bridge. Another debutant in Simon Weiss. And I apologize for any visual errors or mispronounced names that you may see or hear throughout this broadcast. Super Pendulum takes out another debutant. Not good enough to move on. It's going to be close. 45th out of 64. He just needs someone to do worse than him. And I think... Well, no. Like 6 or 5, 6 more people. Why am I getting... What? Okay, that's an advertisement. Golf. Former all-time progress record holder for Shatters, Jack Andrews. Whoa, declares with a top 20 run. Star of Yamagata, two-time Sasuke finalist, Tatsuya Tada. Top 7, right? The man who beat Mount Beetlejuice last week, Joe Moravsky, the weatherman. Oh, top 5. Unk still got it. Josh Miller. And wait. His name is Josh Miller has made 4 appearances in the Omega. He's gone to stage 4 actually a few weeks ago. Here he does. Rocket launcher. Well, probably won't be seeing him again for a while. Nathaniel Humbo, meanwhile. 24th out of 69. The Beast, James McGrath. Ooh, Dipper Pendulum. 48th out of 71. He needs 3 or 4 people to do worse than him. We're going to start seeing eliminations soon. Did I seriously? No, I didn't. Riley Porter, former all-time women's record holder in terms of progress in Omega 3. And, was it Omega 3 or Omega 2? I think it's Omega...
It was Omega 2.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait.
Because she was one of the only female semifinalists in Omega's history. Taylor Green did it in 25. I think it was in Omega 2, because Taylor Green did it in Omega 3. Anyway, here's Tyler Yamauchi. Haven't seen him in a minute. Nearly in the top 20. Mr. Muso, Philip Scott. Saving on Alcatraz escape. Getting a top 20 worthy run. K-Rod, Kevin Rodriguez. The victim of the Dipper Pendulum. That may be just good enough to move on. That's gonna be close. Donovan Matoyer, the classy ninja, is out on the rocket launcher. He is on the bottom 10. Yuri Prokton, we're gonna see our first elimination. It's gonna be at this man's hand. Will be Aussie Green. Josh Miller is on the bubble. K-Rod, yep, K-Rod's guaranteed to move on. Matthew Bradley running next. He clears with a top 15 run, eliminating Josh Miller. Aussie Green being eliminated puts us down to 17 shadows. Kyle Foley is about to put us down to 16. Miller's out of it. Oleg Yannick running next. Eliminating, failing on Dipper Pendulum. Yep, he's guaranteed to move on now. That was almost really bad. He got just far enough to move on. He eliminates Foley, putting us down to 16 shadows. Curtis Tran on the bubble. Alright, we haven't lost any David Tollins right now. Not yet. Curtis Tran is on the bubble. Yannick is guaranteed to move on. Mr. Nitro is out of it. Kieran Yuan running next. And just like that, he's on the bubble. Akenstein now guaranteed to move on. He's happy. Curtis Tran is out of it, putting us down to 15 shatters. Oh, he's literally in 75th. Damn. And here comes your Shatters champion, Kai Diol. Nearly getting into the top 10, 30 for 80 clears. Kieran Yuan is our first debutant eliminated. He's down to just we have one runner left. Oops. 14 chatters. Yep, down to 15 chatters. Former finalist, the technician Tyler Smith. Second place by just under a third of a second. And he eliminates Nagano. Damn. Legend killer for sure. Go Lewis on the bubble. Last debutant for tonight, Junlin Young. Never mind. Acceleration path. Fails the literal first obstacle, and he's immediately out of it. 14 debutants. Bo Lewis is on the bubble. Somebody's moving on now. It's the at the expense of Junlin Young. Philip Goethe, meanwhile, gets in the top 10, eliminates Lewis. Riley Porter's moving on. We are down to 14 shatters. Ashton Myler is on the bubble. Hayato Takasuka. He's been a speed star in Sasuke recently, outpacing Jun Sato in multiple tournaments for the fastest time in Stage 1. Eliminates Myler, which I don't think Jun Sato or Ryosuke Miyoka has made the roster this week, which is actually crazy. Eliminates Myler. Grayson Payne is on the bubble. We're going to lose another debutant. Riley Porter's moving on. Your women's champion from last week, Isabella Folsom. Top 7 worthy run. Eliminates Grayson Payne, sorry. One less debutant, putting us down to 13. Matt Lee's on the bubble. Hans Hertz. Just out in the top 10, eliminating Matt Lee. Matoyer on the bubble. Asa Lashesa Reynolds. Saving on AE. Eliminates Matoyer. That early is actually crazy, by the way. Soderman's on the bubble. Here comes our most recent finalist, Jackson Erdos, our only finalist of this era. Top 5 worthy run. Eliminates Soderman. Rex Strong is on the bubble. And the ratings have shifted, but one thing remains the same. This dude is somehow still number 2. Or I think. Unless he got lowered to number 4. I'm gonna check.
Number 4. He's number 4.
He's number 4. Damn.
Yeah, no Mew is the new number 1.
Yeah. Top 5 is Phil Folsom, Yusuke, Gyarados, Obi, Mew. Yeah, Gyarados is number 3. This man is one place below him, but he's still one of the greatest to ever do it. 5-time finalist, 2-time champion of Sasuke, 3-time finalist of Omega, the Prince, Yusuke Morimoto. Top 10 run and eliminates Brett Strong. Jackson Twait, our number 90, eliminates Angeline Sea, putting it our first woman to be eliminated, down to 4, and putting us down to 12 debutants. Top 10 from last week, all of which got to stage 6. Nolan Deesh first, failing Zipper Pendulum. Good enough to move on though, eliminating Graham Buisson. And he is a debutant at number 59. 11 debutants left. Yonashik on the bubble. Zach Stoll's reigning next. Top 20 run, eliminates Yonashik. 10 debutants left, and I will check to make sure. Yes. Down to 3 women. Matthews on the bubble. I believe they are Gonzalez, Porter, Folsom. They just come down to the latter of those 2. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Charlie Ball, meanwhile. Rotating bridge, he may not move on. James McGrath will. He is happy. Unfortunately, he's at the expense of Charlie Ball. Matthews out of it. Barron's on the bubble. Jake McClintock right next. Just out of the top 10 by a few spots, eliminating Barron's Jackie Wong on the bubble. James Sanella, he is in the top 20. Top 26 on the leaderboard, right? Eliminating Jackie Wong. I believe that was our sole representative of Hong Kong. Putting us down to single-digit debutants. 9 left. Via on the bubble. Texas Ninja Vance Walker. Never mind! Rocket Launcher takes him out of it. Vance is out of it on stage 1. That is a shocker. Somebody's moving on now because of that. My God. Mr. Burnout, Jared Boyd. Eliminates Avia. Grant Keeningham now moving on. Max Gunna, meanwhile. Charlie Ball is on the bubble. Failing on Dipper Pendulum, he's still moving on. Eliminating Charlie Ball. Leon Sharif on the bubble. One of 2 semifinalists last week. Shneur Samiach. A miss on Icarus Glider. And times out on AE. Enough to eliminate Sharif. Oh, no. One of these 2 is going to move on. It's either Venny Kins or your last man standing from last week, Sam Folsom. Definitely Sam. You eliminate Venny Kins, last microwave incident. That is actually a travesty. Clear overview. Let's have a look at that really quick. Okay. If my math is correct, we are down to 12 chapters. D-Render, Akenstein, Topaz, Jimmy Chang, Abaton Kwong, Gardzielski, Andrews, Borowski, Graff, Kai Diol. Pretty sure. Only 2 chatters made into the main roster, not having to do the chatter split. So let me check again. Scheibner, that's 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12. Okay. Down to 3 women. OMEGA³ Riley Porter, and Isabella Folsom. We are down to just 9 debutantes. What's left right now? The aforementioned OMEGA³, Aiden Geiger, Tommy McLaughlin, Benjamin Reichman, number 19, all the way down to Fred Dorrington, Sergei Kirichuk, Gage Barrett, Grant Keeningham, Simon Weiss. Single-digit debutants. And fastest time was Noah Munier, and he is the number 1 ninja in the world for a reason, according to statistics. Hey, that's just statistics. No.
Bold dream.
We're gonna kick off stage 2. We're down to 75, and by the end of this next stage, we're gonna be down to 55. As we move on to stage 2. We get intros at the ready. In this parallel universe, there are certain places that are similar but not identical to the ones we remember, including, of course, a certain revamp of the test of the brains, Mandro Maze Mark II. It consists of a lot of obstacles. What the heck? There. It consists of 7 obstacles, 2 crossroads, and a time limit of 4 to 34 seconds versus a glass maze. Self-explanatory. You feel your way through a transparent glass maze. First crossroads, rope labyrinth, a much easier version of the rope maze from A&W, from Ninja Warrior Germany, where there's a zip line at the top of the rope, making it significantly more easier to traverse through. Then you must an OR alphabet parlay. What is 2 before F? That will be D. That's essentially what that is. Then you run a fifth of a mile to split decision between a pull maze from Sasuke or a tactical parlay from Viking. 2-digit subtraction equation. Another fifth of a mile to Hawkeye Road. 3 progressive Hawkeye, but with 3 progressively larger cylinders, and the rope line after each consecutive cylinder. One last fifth of a mile to the last crossroad. Peg maze from Cunningham's Cookout Classic, or Memory Tower from Ninja Warrior France. Power Tower, but with booby traps. When you hit one, you risk disqualification. Then Spider Maze from Muso. Jumping spider into a short spider climb and a spider drop. And a zigzag climb and 2 instead of 2 doors, heavy doors, reminiscent of the spider trap. Finally, Pythagoras. You're on a conveyor belt. There are 8 gates in front of you. At least one, you must solve a 2-digit addition or subtraction equation. And if you get one incorrect, you incur a 10-second penalty. For some reason, it says the time limit is 424 seconds. I think I ended up never. Forgot to change that. In that case, that is a visual error, and I do apologize. And if you somehow beat the stage, you will win $75,000. I'll put it like 50. Yeah, 50,000. Not furthest fastest gets 5,000. By the way, I believe Noah Munier wins $50,000 for getting the fastest time on Ruins of Arcadia. Top 55 move on. Bottom 20 don't. 20 eliminations this time around. It's time to kick off stage 2. Nope, whoops. That's on the wrong tab. Let me, got the clear BGM. I need to get a different clear BGM. Stage 2. Actually. 5. Okay. Ryohei Yamamoto kicking things off. Once again. Oh, gate 5. Strong start. Mankai Gonzalez. On Omega. Timing out on the memory tower. Hey, progress is progress. Bobby and Scheibner. Refreshing stamina after that 0.2 mile run. Then times out on the Pegman. Chris Taganji. Never mind. Tactical parlay. The Idol. Rina Sugita. Hawkeye Road. And now he did better than right there. In Geiger. Ooh, save on Hawkeye Road and timing out on the Spider Maze. Again, the Spider Maze. Julian Rieger. Failing on the Spider Maze as well. Timing out. Victor Voltic. Oh, the run to gate 5 on Pythagoras. In second. Tommy McLaughlin running next. Spider Maze. You're noticing a lot of people timing out on it. Flip. He's not going to time out on it, but he fails it. Benjamin Reichman. Memory Tower takes him out on the shelves. It's him on the shelf. Really bad play. Oh my god, it's D-Render. Hawkeye Road takes another victim. Lucas Human can finally get 4. Gate 2 of Pythagoras is nothing to scoff at. Here come the barn burners. Phil Folsom, gate 6. Save on gate 3. Times on gate 6 takes the lead from Ryohei Yamamoto. Hollis Lansford. We are 5th of the way through the roster, or what's left of it. He also gets 2 Pythagoras. Zach Akenstein. Trying to make his breakout performance tonight. Oh, nearly getting into the top 5. Decent. Amir Malik. Gate 2 of Pythagoras. Again, former semifinalist. He's not to be underestimated. Blanger. Hawkeye Road takes another victim. Scheibler, one of the best to come out in Switzerland, might be out of it on Hawkeye Road. He is in the bottom 5 of the road. Nate Hansen, also failing Hawkeye Road. He's in the bottom 2 now. Brady Parks. Spider Maze. Does get in the top 10 though. Out of 21. Not good enough to move on yet. Phil Folsom is already moving on. Kai Beckstrand. Ooh, he does take 3rd. Ryohei Yamamoto is moving on, and Kai Beckstrand is 1 run away from guaranteeing himself a spot in stage 3. Flyboy Isaiah Thomas, though. Ooh, nearly stopping him stopping that from happening just yet. He does get to gate 5 of Pythagoras. He does go into 4th. Caleb Bergstrom, A&W champion, Omega champion. He clears with 700s left. Caleb Bergstrom with $75,000. Wow. 700s left. That is about as close as it gets. Anyway, here's Anton Fomenko. Bergstrom wins $75,000. Oh, Fomenko, he may have done as well if it wasn't for that 10-second penalty on gate 4. He does time out on gate 5. Good enough for 2nd, though. Enzo De Ferrari Wilson next. He times out on gate 4. Nearly getting to the back half of the obstacle. Topaz Neo. Timing out on the zigzag climb. Minus 22. I don't think I've seen that before. That's actually crazy. #1 ninja in the world at the moment, Noah Munier. Oh, he clears with multiple seconds left. Noah Munier is going nuts right now. He was at the top of the leaderboard in stage 1, and now he just won $75,000. He's won 85 grand in these first 2 stages alone. He is easily moving on to stage 3. My God. Fred Dorrington. Bested by Hawkeye Road. Kirchuk. Fred Dorrington might not... Let me check. No, only 29 rounds in. He's 25th. Yeah, he's in the bottom 5. Anyway, Kirchuk. Oh, Kirchuk is even worse. He's last. Bested by Alphabet Parlay. Jimmy Chang, meanwhile. Hawkeye Road. That's another chatter. Bottom 5 again. Gage Barrett. Oh, he's also in the bottom 5. Hawkeye Road. Hawkeye Road takes him out. Grant Canningham. He does a lot better. Refreshing stamina before timing out on gate 1. And he is in 12th. Definitely moving on. Shed. Yeah, he's already moving on for sure. Shed Osman. Never mind. Avaton Chong Kwang. Spider-Man is good enough for 19 out of 35. Not good enough to move on yet. Devlaso. Gate 3 of Pythagoras. Not again, scoff at. He isn't. That puts him in the top 10. Devlaso may be a name to look out for in future competitions. Future tournaments of OMEGA. Loose cannon, RJ Roman. Ooh, gate 1 of Pythagoras. He refreshes a bit of stamina after the gauntlet. That is the Spider-Man. Slagita. We are more than halfway through what's left of the roster at this point. Slagita stopped by Hawkeye Road. He is nearly in the bottom 10 as a result. Luke Dillon. I forgot to mention the killer. Oh! Luke Dillon, gate 6. Wow. Top 5 run. Luke Dillon. Killer of stage 1, forgot to mention, was AE. And Rocket Launcher was a close second. Well, not really close. It was by a margin of 6. Ramon Crevier. The only Frenchman left. Oh, he could have cleared if it wasn't for that 10-second penalty. Multiple 10-second penalties. One on gate 4. One on gate 6. Oof. He may have cleared if it wasn't for that. Darjilski. Save on Warp Labyrinth. Coming out on gate 3 of Pythagoras. Very impressive from a chatter, although it is from a 10-second penalty. Kane Koski. Stopped by, of all things, the Peg Maze. Not good enough to move on yet. He is 5 spots below the red line at the moment. Jay Lachey Lewis. Oh, gate 6. That's definitely going. Josiah Patel. That's definitely not good enough. Rope Labyrinth. I'll not be seeing him for much longer. Simon Weiss. Stopped by the Peg Maze. He's 5 spots below the red line. Jack Andrews, below the bubble, sorry. Stopped by Spider Maze. He is above the red line. He will be moving on. 3 spots above the bubble. Tatsuya Tada. Oh, gate 6. If it wasn't for that penalty on gate 3, he may have gotten a lot farther, sorry. Jesus Christ, I can't talk. Weatherman Joe Moravsky. Oh! Unk still got it! Moravsky, wow! Moravsky's cleared stage 3 last week. Now he clears stage 2. $75,000. Moravsky, of all people. This dude's been popping off for the last few weeks in the front half of the course, but he's just had no luck at all on the back half. It's an absolute travesty. Man, Moravsky, Unk still got it for sure. Honvo, how do you respond to that? The fail on Hawkeye Road. He is 8 spots below the bubble. McGrath, he's not going to move on at all. He is in the bottom 5. Failing on tactical parlay. Riley Porter does even worse. Failing on the rope labyrinth. Tyler Yamauchi. The chances are not looking great. Peg Maze takes out Yamauchi. He's exactly... He may be exactly on the bubble. Or like right below. Just on the bubble. Really close. Mr. Musso Phillips Scott, meanwhile. Whoa! Scraping in the stage 3. 2 spots above the bubble. K-Rod. Whoa, 10 second penalty on gate 3. Time's out on gate 4. Yuri Kropton, meanwhile. Ooh, Hawkeye Road takes on another. Enough to move on, though. 6 spots above the bubble. We're going to see our first elimination, and unfortunately, it may be Sergei Kirchhoff, or for all we know, it could be this man, Matthew Bradley. Nope, it's definitely Kirchhoff. He does. Kirchhoff puts us down to 8 debutants. Capel is on the bubble. Yamauchi's guaranteed to move on. Ol Yannick, meanwhile. 49th place, that's definitely not good enough to move on. Yep, Reichman's on the bubble. Capel's still out of it, though. Kai Deal, your current Shatters champion, is bested by Pythagoras on gate 3. Riley Porter is out of it. Holy crap. We have a showdown between Amankai Gonzalez and Isabella Folsom for the Women's Championship on Omega. Well then, Ganji is on the bubble. Reichman still guaranteed to move on. Technician Tyler Smith. He's bested by Pythagoras. Eliminates Ganji. McGrath is on the bubble. Philip Gutta running next. Saving on Hawkeye Road. Bested by gate 5 of Pythagoras. Eliminates James McGrath. Down to 11 shatters left. Jimmy Chang is on the bubble. We're going to lose another debutant. Here comes the speed star of Sasuke, Hayato Takasuka. And he is bested by Spider Maze. Eliminating Jimmy Chang, though. And that is a chatter.
Yeah.
Okay. Jimmy Chang puts us down to 10 shatters remaining. Current women's champion, Isabella Folsom. Bested by Pythagoras, although the getting there is very impressive. For anyone. Timing out on gate 2. Eliminates Nate Hansen. Gage Barrett, another debutant, is on the bubble. Hans Hertz running next. Saving on Hawkeye Road, but bested by the Peg Maze. May not be good enough to move on. I think it might... Actually, yeah, it might be. You know, what am I talking about? It is good. Gage Barrett is out of the equation. Another debutant bites the dust. 7 remain. Yannick on the bubble. Reynolds running next. Former finalist is bested by the Spider Maze. Good enough to move on, though. Eliminate Yannick, putting D-Render on the bubble. Reichman, still guaranteed to move on. Jackson Erdos. Number 3 in the world. Chat, yes. By the Spider Maze. Eliminates D-Render. Single-digit shatters. Sugita's on the bubble. Here comes the Prince. Yusuke Morimoto. Oh no! Damn, if it wasn't for that penalty on gate 7 or gate 6, he may have beaten the stage. But he does get into the top 5, gonna have to eliminate fellow Sasuke competitor Sugata. Put Dorrington on the bubble. Another debutant about to bite the dust. Jackson's weight right next. Never mind, tactical parlay takes him out of it. And he's just out of it for good. Your number 90 is out of it. Nolan Deesh. Fails on Spider Walk. Eliminates Dorrington. You're down to 6 debutants. Simon Weiss is guaranteed to move on. We'll have a debutant in stage 3. We have multiple though. Zach Stoll's right next. I don't see any debutants in the bottom 5 right now. I see very heavy hitters. Zach Stoll's. Oh no. Yeah. Hamankai Gonzalez is guaranteed to move on. It's going to be a showdown between Gonzalez and Folsom for the Women's Championship in Stage 3. Maybe decided in Twin Peaks. Clanger's out of it. Shed Ottman's on the bubble. Zach Stolz is now in the bottom 5. Jake McClintock, where he stands in the top 20. I cannot currently... He is number 11. He's number 3 in NSC ratings. Jake McClintock, just outside the top 10 in the world. It's out of it on Hawkeye Road. He's immediately eliminated. Another member of the top 10 is out of it. James Sanella. He's out of it as well. Hawkeye Road. Jared Boyd, Mr. Burnout. Whoa, close. Run to gate 8 on Pythagoras. Eliminates Ottman. Progden's guaranteed to move on. Scheibler's on the bubble. Zach Stolz is going to need a miracle in order to move on here. He needs one more member of the top 10 to be eliminated here. Top 3, I guess. Scheibler's on the bubble. Max Gunna. Failing on the peg maze, but eliminates Scheibler. Honvo is on the bubble. Senor Samiach. First bit of stamina before reaching Pythagoras and timing out on gate 1. Eliminates Honvo. Slagata on the bubble.
Teammates can pull real-time data and help keep work on track.
And
so every team...
oh my god, enough. Yes. One of these two is going to move on to stage 3. Okay, I get ads and then it buffers. Wow. Very helpful. One of these two is going to move on. Will Slagata or Sam Folsom? And it's going to be Slagata! Sam Folsom fails on Hawkeye Road and he is out of it. Oh my god. The champion's curse continues. We're losing our number 100 so early on. How many members of the top 10 left? 5. D. Stoll, Boy Gunna, Samiach. Oh no. And for the women, Samankai Gonzalez and Isabella Folsom. She's trying to retain her women's championship and is one competitor away from doing so. 6 debutants left. Gonzalez, Geiger, McLaughlin, Reichman, Dorrington, and Kinningham. And Weiss, I think. Must have missed one. Let me check just to be sure. Gonzalez is in. Geiger is still in. McLaughlin's in. Reichman's in. Dorrington is out. So my math was correct. 6 debutants. So we are going to move on to the second quarter of this course. Yeah, the BG album's ready for that. Yeah, we may decide our last woman standing in this next stage. This world, like any other, has its landmarks. It has its highs and it has its lungs. But this particular place is the highest peak, or rather, peaks of them all. Stage 3 is Mount Borealis and Mount Betelgeuse. The official name is Twin Peaks. It is a split decision burnout stage. Mount Borealis consists of 9 obstacles. First is the double steps from Sasuke, the one you know and love. Window hang from A&W. Windows with small ledges that you must shade to and from. Arrow jumps from Proto Sasuke. Donkey teeth from Sharp 10. Next is Cornice Alley from Super Ninja. 2 rectangular prisms you must lachey to and from. Then a few cliffhanger ledges at varying angles. Flying S grabs. Similar to the first segment of Fallout from Sasuke Nitro. The Heartbreaker from Viking. 3 vertical boards, 2 horizontal boards, and a 2.2 meter jump. Monster Climb from, I believe, either Gauntlet or Sharp Jump. Gauntlet. Series of crazy cliffhanger style jumps of varying length across 2-inch thick ledges, so even thinner than the regular cliffhanger ledges. And finally, Articuno, a buff version of the Ice Pigs. The legendary bird, a more difficult version of the Ice Picks, where the athlete places nunchucks with hooks in a series of small rings at varying heights and distances. Finally, next is Mount Betelgeuse. There's now 9 obstacles since Moravsky freaking beat it last week. First is Ring Turn. The BGM is just looped. Ring Turn from A&W, invented by Kevin Brecky. 2 large rings that must be turned until their notch reaches the top, allowing the competitor to swing to the next ring. The cubes from A&W, you know, the one based on the Rubik's Cubes. That one. Wingnut Alley EX from Russo. 5 wingnuts with direction changes and mid-air rotations. Nail Clipper from A&W. Invented by Calvin Boyce. Hanging cylinders with thick affixed ledges that the competitor uses to rotate and lock in place, allowing them to progress between cylinders. Tick-Tock Clock. Buff version of Crazy Clocks. 2 Crazy Clocks, each of which is followed by a hanging circle pendulum. The second hanging circle spins. Beetle Swarm. Let me find it. Which is the elite female version. Competitors swing across the handle with 3 beetle-shaped boards. The first is already freely swinging, but the second and third start horizontal, requiring the athlete to reach over to the handle on the other side so it can freely swing. Monster Inverter. From, I imagine, the Sharp Tank. Yes. Cross of Monster Climb and Inverter. Lachey against 4 spinning boards with cliffhanger ledges, retaining the boards as they cross them before lacheying to the next board. The new obstacle is Crazy Vertical Limit. From Proto Sasuke. Scrapped off. 3 vertical limit ledges, the second of which is higher and rotated 90 degrees. And finally, Moltres, a buffed version of Anger Birds. Top 40 advance, bottom 15 are out. 15 eliminations this time around as we kick off Stage 3. And our number 1, still in it, Ryohei Yamamoto. Let's see how he fares. Failing the second jump of Ring Turn. That might be it for him. Among Kai Gonzalez. Mount Borealis failing on the arrow jumps. Fabian Scheibner. First Shatter. Failing on Donkey Teeth on Mount Borealis. Very impressive. But look at that. Shatter takes the lead. Maybe tall alien? What the heck? What? Hello, Topaz. Aiden Not alien. Geiger. Jesus Christ. And he didn't even get far on window hang. Or he got far on window hang, but not far in the context of Mount Borealis. Julian Rieger reigning next. Well, he does even worse. Wojciech. Donkey Teeth. Once again, everyone is attempting Mount Borealis, maybe because it's statistically easier. And if you do clear this, either one of these stages, you win $90,000 because there are 9 obstacles on these particular stages. 10,000 for each obstacle. And that's only if you clear the whole stage. And that is, beat one of the legendary birds. McLaughlin. Oh, he takes the lead, becoming the first to reach 3.5. Failing on Cornice Alley. First jump of Cornice Alley. That is rough. But, hey, he takes the lead. Flip! Damn, everyone's taking on Mount Borealis. Failing on the arrow jumps is Flip Rodriguez. Top 5, though. Reichman. Saving on Donkey Teeth. Failing on Cornice Alley. Lucas Human. Mount Beetlejuice. Failing on Wingnut Alley. Look at it. I didn't even notice this. Cornice Alley. Wingnut Alley. Well, EX, but still Wingnut Alley. Here come the Folsoms. First is Phil. Taking on Mount Beetlejuice. Oh my god. Monster Inverter. Wow. He takes the lead by 2 whole obstacles, reaching 3.7B. Damn, that's impressive. Hollis Lansford. Back to Mount Borealis. Hold on, Heartbreaker. He reaches 3.7A. Damn. Hollis Lansford. Wow. Where did this dude come from? Takes second.
Yeah. One I'm aware of, he's a very talented ninja.
Well, that... I mean... that fact which he very much just demonstrated. Damn. Getting all the way to the Heartbreaker. He may be a name to look out for. Aikenstein, meanwhile. Ooh, Cornice Alley getting to the middle of Mount Borealis. Nothing to scoff at, especially for a chatter. Amir Malik, former semifinalist. Oh, he gets even farther. Heartbreaker. He takes first from Folsom. By 5 whole seconds. Wow. Anyway, here's Brady Parks. Donkey Teeth. Top 7 out of 15. Only 15 eliminations. Around middle of the pack here. Kai Beckstrand. Mount Beetlejuice. Oh my god. Oh, nearly reached the new obstacle. Failing on Monster Inverter though. Good enough for 4th. 4 people have reached 3.7. It's actually crazy. Flyboy. Isaiah Thomas. Borealis again. Oh, he gets even farther on the Heartbreaker. Good enough for 1st. Taking the lead from Amir Malik. Look at that. All the top 5 has reached at least... It's reached 3.7. Not at least. They all got the 3.7. Caleb Bergstrom could get even farther for all we know. See what he does in Mount Borealis. Saving on Window Hang, but failing on Donkey Teeth. Ooh, not looking great. Flamenco. On Beetlejuice, hold on. Oh, he fails on Monster Inverter. Again, reaching 3.7B. And he gets into the top 5. Squeaks in there. Enzo De Ferrari Wilson, though. Taking on Mount Beetlejuice as well. Oh, he fails on Monster Inverter. A save on the second board. Just barely managed to hang on. He might have just done a Matachi, I guess, in 36. But fails on the third one. Still passing Neo. Oh, the window hang on Mount Borealis. Hey, stage 3. Nothing to scoff at. Noah Munier, current number 1 in the world. Saving on window hang. Oh my god. Monster Climb. First to reach 3.8. And of course, he takes the lead again. Oh my god. Okay, so a performance like this, he's taking the lead in every single stage so far. He's taking the lead he was first on the leaderboard in Ruins of Arcadia and in Banjo Maze Mark 2. And he's done it again in Twin Peaks. This dude, it's pre-nerfed Jay Lewis all over again for all we know. That's crazy. But will he stay there is the question. Farthest, fastest wins, I'm gonna say $10,000. Keeningham. Another debutant. Wow! Nearly getting to the back half as a debutant is crazy. Keeningham, just outside the top 10. Not guaranteed to move on yet. The only three that are guaranteed to move on are Munier, Thomas, and Malik. Because there's no Munier, Isaiah Thomas, and Amir Malik. I mean, it's to be expected. Avantan Chong Kwang. Bested by the Cubes on Mount Beetlejuice. Taking, unfortunately, second to last. Deviasov. Now Borealis again. Oh, he gets all the way to the... Whoa! Where did this dude come from? Devlyasov, he debuted last week. He got to the back half of the course, and then he does that on Mount Borealis. That is crazy. RJ Roman, loose cannon, saving on window hanging, and is bested by the Donkey Teeth. Not good enough to move on yet. He is currently 12 spots above the bubble, if I recall correctly. Schlageta. Oh, bested by flying S-Grabs on Mount Borealis. Gets in the top 10 though. Luke Dillon running next. Never mind, he's bested by the window hang. And he might be out of it within minutes. Clement Gravier, meanwhile, going for Mount Beetlejuice. Monster Inverter. Does not get in the top 5. Gets close, though. Top 7. He does reach 3.7, though. Very impressive. 3.7B, sorry. Meanwhile, Gardulski. Mount Borealis. Cornice Alley. Takes down the former Chatters champion. 2 spots below the bubble at the moment. It's gonna be close. Kane the Dragon Koski. Oh, hold on. He gets to the Heartbreaker in his 50s. Long still got it. Jay and Shay Lewis, our inaugural champion. Mount Beetlejuice. Oh, he still got it for sure. Nearly getting to the crazy vertical limit. Is it even well, Moravsky did it. Did Moravsky even move on? I think he did. What number is he on the roster? Number 67. We're about to find out in a few minutes. Debutant Simon Weiss. Mount Beetlejuice as well. Ooh, nail clipper. Nearly getting to the back half. Very impressive. Top 24, though, it may not be good enough. Still got a lot of runners left. Jack Andrews being one of them. Failing on the Donkey Teeth and Mount Borealis. Star of Yamagata, Tatsuya Tada. Mount Beetlejuice. Whoa, first victim of Beetle Swarm. And here we go. The man who beat this freaking stage last week and caused it to be buffed by the addition of Crazy Vertical Limit. Joe Moravsky, the Weatherman. Going for Mount Borealis. Oh my god, Monster Climb! Second person to reach 3.8 tonight. He is severely outpaced by Munier. But getting to 7.8, or 3.8, sorry. You know what it is? I'm so accustomed to stage 7 being a split decision stage because of OMEGA 1 and 2. I just accidentally opened FL. Whoops. Saves on the second board, horizontal board of the Heartbreaker, too. Damn. Tyler Yamauchi. Mount Beetlejuice. Ooh, he fails on the monster inverter. 14th. Philip Scott, Mr. Musso running next. Mount Borealis, he's bested by the arrow jumps. He is 11 spots away from the bubble. He runs away from our first elimination. Kevin Rodriguez running next. Mount Borealis, nearly reaching monster climb, but he's bested by the Heartbreaker. Just did not have the stamina. Croton, saving on the ring turn on Mount Beetlejuice, but he's bested by Nail Clipper. 11 spots away from the bubble. We're going to see our first elimination, and it may be at the hands of Matthew Bradley. He goes for Mount Beetlejuice and is bested by TikTok Clock. Ryohei Yamamoto is out of it. Avaton Chongquang is on the bubble. Brady Parks is moving on. We move on to our Chatters champion, Kai Diol. Also going for Mount Beetlejuice. Bested by Beetle Swarm. Eliminating fellow Chatter, Avaton Chongquang. 8 Chatters left. Topaz, unfortunately, on the bubble. Tyler Smith, the technician, running next. Mount Borealis, he saves on the arrow jumps. Failing on the Heartbreaker, the last vertical board. And eliminating Topaz, putting us to 7 Chatters remaining. Aiden Geiger is on the bubble. And if I recall correctly, he is a debutant. I'm going to check. Yes, he is.
Yeah,
Aiden Geiger is on the bubble. Philip Goethe running next. I was just completely digested this man. Mount Beetlejuice. Bested by Nail Clipper, though. Sleipner's guaranteed to move on. Eliminating Geiger in the process. 5 debutants left. And any of them in the bottom 5? Gonzalez. So unless Folsom does worse than Gonzalez, she will be your last woman standing. Takaska running next. Ooh, bested by the arrow jumps. Not looking good for him. Jack Andrews is guaranteed to move on. He's got to beat Wingnut. You got to beat Wingnut Alley EX or the arrow jumps in order to guarantee yourself a spot in stage 4. That is the cutoff. Isabella Folsom, current women's champion. In order to retain the championship, she's just got to do better than Amankai Gonzalez. The cubes or the window hang. Nothing she can't handle. Your new... Okay. So it comes down to this. The winner of this contest and still your women's champion is Isabella Folsom. She retains her women's championship. So she will once again be number 85 next week. And she is your last woman standing for the 4th time, 2nd week in a row, and 3rd in this era. Amankai Gonzalez, so close. Very strong competitor, regardless. Getting here is no easy feat. Human's on the bubble. Luke Dillon's out of it. Hans Hertz running next, going for Mount Borealis. And he gets all the way to the Heartbreaker. Gets all the way to the Heartbreaker, eliminating Human. Gonzalez on the bubble. And will cement Isabella Folsom's spot as your women's champion for the 2nd week in a row. Asa LaChesa Reynolds, going for Mount Borealis, bested by Donkey Teeth. Eliminating Gonzalez. 1 woman left. 4 debutants left. And only one of them in the bottom 5 at the moment. Jackson Erados. Things are not looking good for Flip. But Jackson Erados is bested by the window hang, and he is out of it. Flip survives for the moment. Erados is out of the equation. That's our only finalist on this era gone. Next is Yusuke Morimoto, 3-time finalist of Omega. Now going for Mount Beetlejuice. Oh, nearly reaching crazy vertical limit, but he's bested by that last board on Monster Inverter. Enough for top 8, though. Flip is out of it. Philip Scott on the bubble. And the man who inspired his nickname, if I recall, actually, probably not. I don't know. Don't take my word for it. I'm very uneducated in terms of ninja stuff. Philip Scott on the bubble. Nolan Deesh may be the man to eliminate him. And he will, but Nolan Deesh is not going to last much longer. He's bested by the arrow jumps. Philip Scott's out of it, though. 6 chatters left. Takaska on the bubble. Damn, I would have loved to see him get farther. Zach Stoles. RJ Roman's guaranteed to move on. Stoles going for Mount Borealis. Bested by Cornus Alley. Save on the first ledge, failing on the third. Eliminating Takaska. I cannot talk today. Takaska is eliminated.
I think it's pronounced Takasuka.
I, like, every time I heard his
Takasuka.
name, like, the U is silent. I don't know. Takaska. I think it's Takaska. Because, like, in Japanese names, some vowels after the letter S tend to be silent. I'm not sure. Jared Boyd bring next, Mr. Burnout. Oh, he gets in a monster climb! Third person to do so tonight. And he's number 2 on the leaderboard right now. Eliminating Deesh, Simon Weiss on the bubble. Max Gunna is out of it on the arrow jumps. Yuri Proktin survives by the skin of his teeth. Simon Weiss might still be eliminated. It's either going to be him or Snor Samyach. Going for Mount Beetlejuice. He's bested by the nail clipper. That is good enough to eliminate Simon Weiss. Putting us down to 3 debutants remaining. And that will round out stage 3. No clears tonight. If I recall correctly, we are down to 3 debutants. Gonzalez is out of it. Geiger's out of it. McLaughlin survives. Reichman survives. Keeningham survives. McLaughlin, Reichman, Keeningham. One of these 3 will be your best debutant for this week. You've already decided your women's champion is Isabella Folsom. 3 of the top 5 left. Stoles, Boyd, Samyach. Shatters, Scheibner, Bobby survives. Akenstein. Let's see. Gardzielski, Andrews, Morawski, Kai Diol. 6 shatters, 3 debutants, and Isabella Folsom. Ready next? And a partridge and a pear tree. Even though it's like mid-July. I am all over the place today. Stage 4. Pretty sure in Takaska's case you say all the syllables. No, damn. That is news to me. Okay. Takasuka. I apologize for the mispronunciation in that case. But yeah, stage 4. We're down to 50. We're down to 55. We should be. Wait, are we? Oh, we're down to 40. What am I talking about? Because we're gonna be down to 30 by. What is going on with me today? Alright. Stage 4 is gonna kick off right now. As you reach the halfway point of this grueling course, you see a floating island in the sky. Way up there rests your next challenge. Stage 4 is New Babylon. Bit of an adjustment on the stage. 9 obstacles, no time limit. First obstacle is the crazy hill run from Pro Sasuke. It's a lot more difficult than it looks. 2 angled platforms with a ring swing to transfer between them. Next is the falling shelves from A&W. Essentially, Swing Edge before Swing Edge. And it only consists of one reverse grip. Hourglass Drop from, and the killer of this stage, forgot to mention again, is the Heartbreaker and the Monster Inverted. Hourglass Drop from A&W 7. And this version's configuration is board, trampoline to board. Board. Directly into the Time Bomb from A&W. 2 cannonballs affixed to rings shaped similar to a kettlebell that must be moved across a series of spinning hooks. Candelabra is a scrapped obstacle from Proto Sasuke. 5 wind chimes and 5 wind chimes. I can't talk. Wind chimes and 5 ropes attached to an overhead board on a pivot. This is a 10. That's news to me. Damn. And capping off the horizontal segment of the stage, known as the Library of Babel, is Lethal Library. This is also a 10. Competitors climb up a tilting double steps rig that becomes descending double books once they reach the fulcrum, and then jump from a super tramp to a book slider. And after this is the vertical segment, known as the Tower of Babel. First is the Super Lumberjack Climb, essentially a mix of the Spider Flip and the Lumberjack Climb. Essentially, Lumberjack Climb, but you start upside down and have to traverse across a 90-degree angle. Next is the On Guard Ladder Zudon. Essentially, the final stage is Salmon Ladder, but where it's the version where the competitors use the On Guard's telescoping bar to hop up rungs, some of which are blocked by plexiglass, forcing the competitors to retract the bar. And finally, Ring Climb from Proto Sasuke. A smaller 15-foot version of the Invisible Ladder, where competitors hang from 2 rings, pushing them upward so that they can be caught on pulleys, allowing them to ascend. And if you clear this, you will win $75,000 or $100,000, depending on how many you play. We're gonna kick it off right now. At the end of this stage, we'll be down to our top 30, and we will move on to the back half of the course. Fabian Steipner kicking things off. And he immediately fails in the Crazy Hill Run. He fails the first obstacle and takes the lead. Look at that. Not for much longer, though, because here comes Wojciech. That's by Time Bomb. Believe it or not, we have a lot of obstacles in this stage that are rated as a 10. McLaughlin running next. Bested by a not rated 10 obstacle. If I recall, it is this is the version from 12. It's a 5. Reichman. Bested by the Hourglass Drop. 4. Here come the Barn Burners. Oh, multiple misses on Time Bomb. He's bested by Lethal Library. Lanceberg. Bested. Save on the Hourglass Drop, but fails on Time Bomb. It is a 10. It's very difficult. Aikenstein. Never mind. Amir Malik. Oh, the Hourglass Drop. So difficult. Brady Parks. Oh, wow. Getting, I guess, all the way to Time Bomb. Oh, just second. Kai Beckstrand. Bested by Candelabra. And that is supposedly a level 10 obstacle, which is the most difficult. Isaiah Thomas. Oh, reaches. Oh my god, he clears. Okay. Where's the freaking... I need the BGM. Holy crap. I don't know why I don't have it on standby. But holy crap. Isaiah Thomas has just won $75,000. That is actually crazy. He's our first clear on New Babylon tonight. 2% stamina. We haven't gone through any of the champs yet. First, one of them to run on New Babylon tonight is Caleb Bergstrom. And he clears. I may have made this too easy. Bergstrom, 2 consecutive clears. He wins $75,000. Very impressive. Meanwhile, Anton Fomenko ready next. Oh my god. Oh, Lethal Library. Enzo De Ferrari Wilson. Never mind, falling shelves. Noah Munier. He's #1 in the world. He's bested by the Hourglass Drop. 10 eliminations. He is 4 spots away from the bubble. Things are not looking good. We have a few debutants left to run, but still, either one of them could pass him. Grant Kinningham could do it for all we know. He will! Time bomb! Not good enough to move on yet. He is an 8th out of 16. 2 spots away from the bubble. Devlyasov. Also bested by the Hourglass Drop. 2 spots away from the bottom 5. RJ Roman. Never mind. Crazy Hill Run. He will take last. Slagita. Getting all the way to the on-guard ladder, Zudan. Will Slagita. That's crazy. Clement Gravier running next. Oh, he fails on the ring climb. So close. He does take 3rd, though. And, huh? I mean, how does Isaiah Thomas have more?
I don't know. Yeah, I say try to send this to use a feedback and see what's going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know for a fact you do.
Yeah, they both got the same amount of progress. They both cleared.
Yeah, send this to user feedback.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that really quick. That is weird.
Getting 18.5 flashbacks.
Oh god, I forgot about 17.5. Yeah,
9.5. Yes.
I forgot about that. 17.5 was crazy. We don't talk about 17.5. Hans Herd's getting a content. Why he was the promised one. Not the promised one. Prophesized champion. That didn't end up happening, unfortunately. It was Caleb Bergstrom. Nothing against Caleb Bergstrom, obviously. Hans Herd's man. Ethan Gardowski. Oh! On-guard ladder Judan! Wow! Gardowski! Yeah, 17.5 is nuts. Gardowski, wow! Right next is Kane Koski. Never mind. Right next is Jay Lewis. Ooh, Jay clears! Jay Lewis wins 75 grand. I think it's just that Isaiah Thomas got one more obstacle than one more segment than Jay Lewis and Caleb Bergstrom. Because that is weird.
Yeah, once the VOD reaches, I will put more info and see. Yeah.
Yeah.
And send it.
I already sent a screenshot of user feedback. That is weird. Jack Andrews. Saving on Hourglass Drop, but he's bested by Time Bomb. Just outside the top 10. Good enough to move on, though. Tasiatada. Oh! A rough run from start to finish. Save on the falling shelves. Miss on Time Bomb. And he fails all the way at Lethal Library. And for 8th, Weatherman can finally catch a break and get to the back half of the course again. Not. I think actually he will. Yeah, he's right on the bubble. 16th out of 26. Yeah, he's definitely moving on. By the skin of his teeth. Ooh, that was close, though. Tyler Yamauchi. Save on, Time Bomb. A miss. And then a fail. Or miss, save, and a fail. In that order. Rough run for, Yamauchi. Good enough for 12th. Good enough to move on to the back half of the course. K-Rod, though, will not. Well, it's not likely. He needs 2 people to do worse. Hourglass drop. Yuri Croton. We're going to start seeing eliminations. Croton, maybe one of them. Falling Shadows. Matthew Bradley. Never mind. He will be your first elimination. At the hands of Kai Diol. Whoa, 19 just good enough to move on. Eliminates Matthew Bradley. Puts Kane on the bubble. K-Rod's guaranteed to move on. Tyler Smith. And of course, he clears, putting us at 4. I mean, he took off the stage again. Tyler Smith wins $75,000 and eliminates Kane Koski, catalyst of the All-Stars. RJ Roman is on the bubble. The technician, meanwhile, wins $75 grand. With just over nearly 2.5% of his stamina left. RJ Roman, again on the bubble. Philip Gutta, maybe the man to eliminate. Whoa, that might be good enough to move on. We're 33 runs in and he's 22nd. Yeah, that's gonna be good enough. Good. It says right there. Good says guaranteed to move on. Ikenstein, though, not as lucky, and he is on the bubble. Isabella Folsom reigning next. Oh no! We may have a wipeout in terms of women on stage 4. Folsom on 28th. Eliminates Ekenstein, though, putting us down to 5 chatters. Devlagov is now guaranteed to move on. Shatner's on the bubble. Hans Hertz running next. Failing on Hourglass drop. Good enough to move on and eliminate Scheibner. Still got all the debutants left. Well, not for much longer, because McLaughlin is now on the bubble. Vlashov's guaranteed to move on. Aceless Chaser Reynolds may be the man to eliminate him. Absolutely does. McLaughlin is finally out of it. 2 debutants left. And they are Benjamin Reichman and Grant Keeningham. They are not in the bottom. One of them is in the bottom 5. Although he may just. Well, actually, I don't think he will, though. Yusuke, oh, it's gonna be close. Yusuke Morimoto ready next. And of course, he clears as well. He goes into 2nd. Okay, so he's going into 2nd only because of the bug with Isaiah Thomas.
Also, look, Isaiah Thomas has like higher time than the other.
Yeah,
4.
he would not be in 1st if that was the case. Okay. No, that's the wrong BGM. Isabel Folsom is out of it. No women left. Enzo is on the bubble. Zach Stoll's running next. Oh, eliminates Enzo. Puts Prokinen on the bubble. Oh, it's not looking good for Reichman. He's 1 spot away from the bubble. Jared Boy running next. Oh, he saves on the last run of On Guard Ladder Judon and clears. 6 clears on Mount Borealis. Not Mount Borealis, what the hell am I talking about? New Babylon. And he also wins 75 grand. Eliminates Broken. Amir Malik is on the bubble. Unless we see a miracle. Oh, wait. Oh, it may be close. The question is, can Reichman possibly? I think he will. No, I think.
Yeah, there's only one left, and he's in 29th.
Okay. It says Devlyashov is guaranteed to move on. And if there's only one runner left,
basically what happens is whoever has the guarantee to move on thing, the person that is below them is also guaranteed.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how it usually works.
Okay.
So basically, whoever has the guarantee to move on is usually going to end up in second to last, while the person below him will end up last.
Okay.
That's what, yeah.
So right above the bubble.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So Reichman is gonna move on. It's gonna be Snor Samyaj or Amir Malik. By the way, we're losing a heavy hitter. Amir Malik is out of it. Samyaj moves on. Killer of the stage is the Hourglass drop. 6 clears on stage 4. The 30 move on. Hourglass drop is killer by a factor of 1. Sorry, by a margin of 1. Again, Reichman. Keeningham, the only debutants left. How many chatters? We got Gardzielski, Andrews, Moravsky, and Ziol. 4 very strong chatters going into the back half of the course. This tells me this is going to be crazy. No women left, 2 debutants, and 4 chatters remain. We move on to the back half of the course. Things are gonna get crazy. Oops. Here we freaking go. Turns out that the summit of New Babylon was a portal. Anyone who enters it is taken to an unknown region of space. At first glance, it seems to be just a bunch of floating rocks and boulders. The notes to the 30th remain, however, this is where the back half of the course begins. Stage 5 is the asteroid belt. It consists of 5 obstacles and is a rock climbing stage. It's been nerfed. Circle climbing is first from Kosasuke. The default version. A horizontal wall traverse with circular protrusion for the competitor's hands and feet. It is a 6. Here's what it looks. Directly into Dino Wall. Bouldering wall that starts with the competitor running across 3 blocks to a large circular hole that ends with a huge upward dino. Rated as a 7 is for Musa. Directly into steep ceiling. A sloped rock wall similar to hang climbing that the competitor traverses horizontally. First breastpoint. Then mountain cross from Iris Warrior. Competitor's dino across a series of 8 objects affixed to a wall. And finally, directly into the magic wall. A rock wall on a tall rectangular prism that requires the competitor to cross the backside and climb up a face that tilts backward. It's rated as an 8, and from Kuruichi, it is very difficult. So this is what it comes down to. We are down to 30 competitors. 4 chatters. 2 debutants. Clear rate from last week. 30 in stage 5. 10 in stage 6. 2 in stage 7. And as per usual, none in the final. Will things be different tonight? We may be just minutes away from finding out. But in the meantime, it's time to kick off the newly nerfed asteroid belt. Running first, Viktor Wojciech. Making it to the back half of the course. Only fair on the asteroid belt. And he fails on the last wall of the magic wall. Musoheki strikes again. Benjamin Reichman. And next we turn the BGM down a little bit. There we go. Reichman. I recall he is one of the only two debutants left. Either him or Grant Keeningham is going to be your best debutant next week. Reichman first. Oh, he clears! Reichman! Benjamin Reichman in his debut appearance is going all the way to stage 6. Where did this dude come from?
Yeah, I would also like to note, like in season 4, he also came out of nowhere on his second stage.
Oh.
And after that, he never appeared on Ninja Warrior Germany again.
Oh. This dude's gonna be a name to look out for. I say it out loud, but this dude, he came out of nowhere. Meanwhile, Phil Folsom. No! The last face of the magic wall rears its ugly head again. Takes out another barn burner. And I believe that's the last of the barn burners. On stage 5. Hollis Lansford. Bested by Mountain Cross. One clear so far. Brady Parks. Trying to make it 2, he will not. Kai Beckstrand. Magic wall again. Bested by Mountain Cross. Isaiah Thomas. Nails on Dino Wall. Caleb Bergstrom. Mountain Cross. Flamenco. Saving on Dino Wall, but he fails on Steep Ceiling. Noah Munier. The #1 ninja in the world fair. Of course, he clears, putting us at 2. Moving on to stage 6. Grant Keeningham. In order to guarantee himself, in order to make sure that he remains in the fight to become best debutant, his only opportunity to do so, he's got to beat the asteroid belt. Can he? No! Dino Wall. Which means Benjamin Reichman is your best debutant this week. Benjamin Reichman. Make sure I spell this name right. Yes. The debutant on stage 6 is crazy. If anyone knows what that feels like, it's this man, Sergey Devlyashov. He's finally bested by Mountain Cross. Still, he's a very strong competitor regardless. We're still up to 2 clears. Slagita. Dino Wall. Lemon Crabier. Bested by Mountain Cross. Ethan Gardulski. No! Bested by that damn magic wall. He had plenty of stamina too, damn. Shea, almost digested him, Lewis. Will save on the inverted wall, and he moves on to stage 6, putting us at 3 clears. Jack Andrews. No, Mountain Cross. Tatsuya Tada get there again. No, Dino Wall. This man cannot catch a break on stage 5. Joe Moravsky is bested by the Kosasuke obstacle. Damn, Moravsky can't catch a break. We're still at 3 clears. Yamauchi. Dino Wall. K-Rod. Can he move on? Magic Wall. Damn. Kai Diol to retain their Chatters Championship has just got to beat stage 5 again. Can he? No! Circle climbing! Let's see who got the... Okay, it's going to come down to who got the farthest.
I know Gardulski reached the magic wall, I believe.
Gardulski reached the last face of the magic wall.
Oh, wait, did you set it by segments? This,
Yes.
Or this, okay.
Moravsky and Kai.
Kai Dial failed this circle climb.
circle climbing. And other than that, it was just...
Apparently, according to the chart, there's like another shadow. There's another shadow, according to, to the bottom right. It's 4, we only got 3 names.
Oh, you're right.
Is
I
there another
think
shadow?
all of them failed.
Oh, no. There were 4 shadows in this stage, right?
Yeah, there were 4.
So, we're missing 1.
Yeah. It was Gardzielski.
Oh, it's Jack Andrews.
Yeah, Gardzielski, Andrews, Moravsky, and Kai. Gardzielski...
Oh, yeah, we need...
Let's see. Gardzielski failed Magic Wall, the last phase. Andrews failed Mountain Cross, and the other 2 failed Circle Climbing, which means your new Shatters champion is Ethan Gardzielski. Taking the title right back from Kai Diol. Okay. He is a 4-time last Shatter standing. The only thing that is yet to be decided in terms of championships is who will be your last man standing. Could it be Tyler Smith? No, Magic Wall. I think the debutants are gone as well. Or no, we're down to 1.
It's Chris Reichman,
Reichman. Gutta. Things are looking a bit grim. Magic Wall again! Hurts. We may get even less clears than last time. Reynolds. No! Magic Wall! We're still only at 3 clears! Yusuke! Yes! 4! Oh, things are looking grim, folks. Y'all, I nerfed this stage, and we're gonna get even less clears than last week. We may be lucky to even get half as many clears. Zach Stoles, trying to become one of them. He will, yes. Jera Boyd. The most we can get is 7. Make it 6, because Jera Boyd's out of it on Mountain Cross. Samiyach. Circle climbing again. And we are down to 5. We literally halved Stage 5's clear rate from last week. I nerfed this stage. I removed the hardest obstacle, which was Rock Crawl. Mountain Cross took out 8. Magic Wall took out 8. Jesus, we're down to 5.
Yeah, I like to think that Rock Problem just delayed the Mountain Cross and the Magic Wall fail. Like, our climbing is, people who, would have failed, who failed these will probably, probably fail Rock Problem if, it was.
Yeah. Magic Wall and Mountain Cross taking so many heads tonight. Down to 5. And one of the... Wait, I just realized. We have a debutant in the top 5 this week. That's actually crazy. Benjamin Reichman. He's going to be the first to take on Stage 6 this week. And the only remaining member of the top 10 from last week is Zach Storms. Watch them Sasuke 6 this shit. They might. They might. We get the bajillion BGMs out of Stage 6. We may have a... Dude, I didn't even think about this. We may have a Stage 6 wipeout.
Welcome back, OMEGA³.
Oh god, it's Tournament 5 all over again. Or was it
I'd
Stage...
like to note that Noah Minu got the fastest time in the stage. So for every stage except for New Babylon, he got first place.
It would be Noah Munier. He's number 1 for a reason. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Stage 6. Oh, things are looking grim, and I think at this point, that might just be an understatement. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and get the outro BGM ready, just in case we do have a freaking whole-ass wipeout on Stage 6. It hasn't happened this era yet. I don't think it's happened since OMEGA1, if I recall. I don't think we ever had a wipeout on... Or Stage 6 wipeout on OMEGA2 on Forbidden World.
Yeah, we never had an Omega 2 wipeout.
Yeah, it'd be the first time since Tournament 5 that was the case. Damn. Meanwhile, Stage 6, we're a few minutes away from finding out if that will happen. Hopefully it won't. Here we go. 3 stages remaining. We're now entering interstellar space. As our destination draws closer, however, the stars around us appear to be stretching. Rather than looking like little dots in the sky, they seem to look like lines. It's almost as if we're approaching light speed. Stage 6 is FCL, Forlorn Twinkling Lights. It consists of 11 obstacles and is a combo stage. Blue shift, the time segment, kicking things off is Greased Lightning from A&W. Competitors hold 2 handles as they ride down a short rope track with 2 drops. Jawbreaker, the national finals version, if I recall correctly. Competitors hop a bar into locking cradles at a 45-degree angle, repeating that movement a total of 3 times. Ultimate Frisbee is competitors build up momentum while standing on a swinging pendulum and jump to the first of 2 spinning discs and lachet across. It's from the World Ninja. Next, Earth. Just Earth. A large ball that the competitors ride across the top to reach the finished platform. So, Earth from Super Rider, without the bike. And finally, Monster Box 23. Trampoline jump over a 23-box Monster Box. Since this uses a trampoline instead of a springboard, as the original Monster Box did, this is much easier. But it is rated an 8. It is from Muso. It is a lot more difficult than it looks. The time limit has been significantly reduced to 75 seconds. It is not 110 that is a visual error on my part. It is 75 seconds. That's the time setting. Then we move on to Redshift, the untimed setting. Minefield, classic obstacle from A&W. A series of cones and cannonballs that you must traverse across. Probably the killer of this stage, Sleepy Sidewinder. The Sasuke 39 Sidewinder with a spinning wall pipe dream before. Over, under. And by the way, it's minefield directly into Sleepy Sidewinder. Over under from A&W. Competitors will shade to a bar which either tips forward if enough weight is put on it, or backward, which affects the difficulty of the shade to the next bar. Nice paint job. Thanks. Kind of made that joke every week. From W&L. Competitors will shade between sideways rotating boards using the affixed handles. Then, the pinch border. From Muso. The air surfer where the handholds are vertical like ledges. There's only one very small hop in the middle compared to the usual air surfer, and is assumedly invented by Caleb Bergstrom. It is currently not here. It is from Muso. It's very difficult. Finally, the lightning bolts from Proto Sasuke, the version with the version from Proto Sasuke. Competitors hop a bar through tilting cradles. Competitors hop the bar from front to the back of the cradle, tilting the cradle down and allowing the competitor to jump to the next cradle. And of course, this version contains a pipe slider style dismount. 5 athletes remain. How many, if any, will move on to Stage 7 and become a semi-finalist? Can Benjamin Reichman actually do it in his debut appearance? We are just seconds away from finding out. With a newly reduced time limit on Blue Shift. Will Benjamin Reichman fare? Will its debut run continue into Red Shift, or will it end here? Saving on Jawbreaker. He just times out on Monster Box 23 by a few seconds, and that will do it for the debut times. Noah Munier running next. Number 1 in the world. And he makes it to Red Shift and beats the Klaxon. We have a semifinal tonight. And if anyone's gonna get there, of all people, it would be Noah Munier to get there again. Can he? He's just got to beat Red Shift. Sleepy Sidewinder, the hardest obstacle in this segment. He's got it. Pinch border's definitely up there. Caleb Bergstrom making his way through lightning bolts. He's beaten this obstacle before. He does it again. Yes! We will not have a Stage 6 wipeout tonight. And if anyone makes it so, it's Noah Munier. They're not going to Sasuke 6 this shit, but for all we know, they could Sasuke 5 it. Because if you recall, only one person got to Stage 3 in Tournament 5. That was Shingo Yamamoto. It could be just Noah Munier in Stage 7. That would be the first time that's happened since OMEGA1. That was in Tournament 7. Because that was Samiach. Yeah, Noah Munier is now... This is his second time reaching this particular Stage 7. And he did it once in OMEGA1. He is now a 5-time semifinalist. Jay Lewis could join him. He reaches Red Shift, nearly beating the Klaxon in the process. Jay Lewis. Here's the thing, though. He's never been to this particular Stage 7. He's never been to Stage 7 in this era. He's never faced Amalgamated Afterlife. But in order to do so, he must beat Red Shift. Can he? Sleepy Sidewinder, killer of this stage, many times over. He's got it, though. Pinch border gone. Got it, but the lightning bolts takes Jay Lewis out of the equation. And Jay Lewis got farther than Caleb Bergstrom. Just goes to show he's still got it, but he is out of the equation for tonight. One obstacle away from Stage 7. Where is he on the leaderboard? He's number 9. Ooh. The 5 spots above him is this man. 3-time finalist in OMEGA2. He's trying to do it again in OMEGA3. Yusuke Morimoto. He saves on the monster box. And he reaches Red Shift. The Prince. Trying to become a finalist again. He would be the first man to do it 3 times in this era. And all he's got to do is to beat Red Shift for a 3rd time. He hasn't been to Stage 7 in a while. He will not reach it tonight. Sleepy Sidewinder takes the Prince out of the equation. The most we can have in Stage 7 is 2. And it may be just Noah Munier. The only one that could join him. The only one left that has a chance to join Noah Munier in the semifinal, as a semifinalist, is Zach Stolz. How will he fare on FTL, starting with Blue Shift? saving on metronomes. And he reaches Redshift at an even slower time than Yusuke's. Zack Stolz. If I recall correctly, he has never been to stage 6. Or has he? I'm not sure. I don't think he has. But either way, this could be a great chance for him to reach stage 7. All he's got to do to join Noah Munier and become our 19th unique semifinalist is to beat Redshift. Can he? Sleepy Sidewinder. Can he handle it? Looking good so far. All it takes, though, is one slip up. Pinch border. Oh, lightning bolts. Zack Stolz. Can he do it? Dismount. Yes! Zack Stolz, of all people, is a semi-finalist. Oh my god. We have 2 people in stage 7 for the 2nd week in a row. Wow. No mute, and it's gonna end with Zack Stolz. Let me go back to the thing. There we go. Well, damn. Noah Munier and Zack Stolz prevent a stage 6 wipeout all by themselves. Yusuke fails. Lewis fails. And there's Benjamin Wright. But yeah. Noah Munier, Zack Stolz. They're going to take on stage 7 all by their lonesome. Oh, it's going to be interesting to see how they handle it. Zack Stolz, he's definitely never been a semifinalist. I know that much. Noah Munier's done it multiple times. That's the wrong BGMs. That's the stage 8 BGMs. We can't use those yet. Okay. Here we go. Two stages remain. This is where things get crazy. Normally at this point there's an Afterlife themed stage, and that's no different this time around. Normally, it is a split decision upper body gauntlet. In this new universe though, the realms of the Afterlife have merged. So now, instead of having a choice of one of 2 upper body stages, now you must face them both. Stage 7 is the newly adjusted, amalgamated Afterlife. It consists of 12 obstacles and is the most difficult upper body gauntlet in Ninja Machine's history to my knowledge. Devil books directly into the doorknob delta, a mix of the rumbling dice and the doorknob grasper. Split decision between Big Red and Vertical Limit EX. New obstacle in Devil Roof from Taiku Wand, taken from Asteroid Belt and put into Amalgamated Afterlife. And of course, we have Dragonback and 7 Circles of Hell. Ring toss, sky hooks, ring jump, and 7 circles. Final ring in second. Then after all this, we gotta face Utopia. New obstacle, an epic air surfer from A&W, directly into the Upwinder. Second split decision between the Cliffhanger Odyssey, slanted ledges, rounded ledges, dropping ledges, you name it, it's got it, and in this mount. Or the altitude limit from Proto Sasuke. Back half of this segment is Flying Bar Triple Deluxe, a mix of Noah's Ark, the Northeast Regional Flying Bar, and the Bear Trap. Island of the I-Beams is a mix of the Hinge and the I-Beam. And finally, Ho-Oh, the Phoenix himself, a buffed version of the Kaleidoscope consisting of 7 sets of progressively thinner ledges, the last of which is a sloper grab, which requires a cross grab. 2 stages remain. 2 athletes remain. They prevented a Stage 6 wipe all by themselves. Now they're the only ones left to take on the newly amalgamated Afterlife. Can either one of them do the impossible and reach the final stage for the first time in around a month? Or just under a month. 2 athletes. They now face the newly adjusted amalgamated Afterlife. Running first, he is a former semifinalist. He's a 5-time semifinalist. The fastest ninja alive. The 2025 WNL champion, Noah Munir. The #1 ninja in the world. Many competitors have held that title over the years. Jay Lewis held it. Phil Folsom held it. Jackson Erdos held it. But it now belongs to this man, Noah Munir. And if he can't handle this stage, I don't know if anybody can. He's only been beaten once in the last few months. And that was by Jackson Erdos in Tournament 25. He was bested by the P-Rope in Stage 8. The last obstacle on this course. Now, Noah Munir has a chance to become part of one of the most elite groups in Omega. Certainly in OMEGA3. He now faces Stage 7. Dystopia. Devil Books. 2 new obstacles in this version of Amalgamated Afterlife. Doorknob Delta, still no rest points. We started with 100 competitors vying to reach the upper limit. We are now down to just 2. Split decision. He's going for Big Red. Approaching that first crazy jump. One of the more difficult cliffhangers in Ninja Machine. He fails the first jump on Big Red. Of all things. And we are down to 1. He does not have a BGM. It is Zach Stolz. Last remaining member of the top 10. In order to become your number 100 next week, just gotta make it past the first jump of Big Red. Things may be even more grim than last week. 2 remaining by the time we get to Stage 7. But at least last week, they both got to the back half. This week, maybe neither of them. Noah Munir fails the first jump on Big Red. It's up to Zach Stolz. Dystopia. It is final stage or bust for the Australian. If he fails at any point, it is over. If he passes the first jump on Big Red, he will be your last man standing. Doorknob Delta. If I recall correctly, he's not in the top 25. This is his first time even reaching Stage 7. Split decision. Going for Vertical Limit EX. Got the second ledge. 2 more. Can he get to the back half? I think he's just become your last man standing. 1 more ledge. Yes! Devil Roof. Zach Stolz is your last man standing. He got the best result. Can he go further? Devil's Roof. A new obstacle is from Taiku World. Now for the Ascent. How much farther can he go? Dragon Back! He beat the new obstacle! Oh my god! Can he get to SCOH? He will! Can he get to the back half of the stage, though? Of all people, Zach Stolz! Ring Toss. Looking great on stamina. 3/4 of it left. Skyhooks. Come on, Zach! Come on, Zach! Got the first jump down. 1 more. ring toss. Sorry, ring jump. It is from A&W. It's going to take a lot of stamina out of him. It is a longer obstacle. Got the ascent. Now for the descent. Zach Stoles. He's on to final ring. Can he, of all people, reach the back half of this stage? No way. No way, Zach Stoles. He's gone past the slide, going for the dismount, and he has reached Utopia! Zach Stoles! Not only is he your last man standing, where was this guy in NML? I don't know.
Now? Wait.
At 9:05 a.m.
NML?
on February 13th.
Where was this guy in NML? Says Topo.
Oh, he was in ML on the Melbourne Mighties.
Oh.
Wait. Wait. I thought you were asking where the guy. I see. Okay.
He was on his team. Dude, of all people, Zach Stoles, not only is he your last man standing and he has the best result, but he's reached the back half of stage 7 in his first attempt. This is his first time even getting to this point. And he's now 6 obstacles away from becoming your second finalist of this era. Of all the people I expected to get to this point, Zach Stoles was not one of them. He may or may not have been finally given proper stats. That is fair. But Zach Stoles, there is a new obstacle, and he's about to face it in the Epic Air Surfer. The only man to face Utopia tonight, 6 obstacles away from reaching the final stage in his first attempt on stage 7. First time getting past stage 5, to my knowledge. He now faces newly adjusted Utopia, Epic Air Surfer, up first. The only new obstacle in this segment. A few jumps, and this is directly into the upwinder. I think he's there. Nope, there was 5 jumps. He's on to the upwinder. Still no rest points. This is the sidewinder, but it is ascending, making it even more difficult. Because now you gotta climb every time you land on a pillar. I can't believe this. 2 more pillars, and then it's the second and final split decision. Saving on that 3rd pillar is Zach Stoles. 1 more. Split decision. What's he gonna go for? He went for vertical limit EX and dystopia. He went for altitude limit and it got the best of him. That will do it. Oh, so close.
Oh yeah, I would also like to note that he's the first Australian last man standing.
Oh, you're right. Of all people, Zach's... Of all the people I expected to get this far into stage 7, Zach Stoles was not one of them. But an incredible effort regardless. He takes the best result from Gnome Union. Let's see the leaderboard. Venikins just missing out on stage 2. Let's see. Humvo just missing out on stage 3, P56. P41, Simon Weiss, a debutant. Last woman standing is Isabella Folsom. She is out of it on stage 4. Amir Malik just missing out on the back half of the course. And Ethan Gardiolski is your last chatter standing just outside of the top 10. And your best debutant is Benjamin Reichman. Getting to stage 6 in his debut appearance. That is insane feat. Top 10. Asa Reynolds, Kevin Rodriguez, Kai Beckstrand, Phil Folsom, Tyler Smith, Benjamin Reichman, Yusuke Morimoto, Jay Lachey Lewis, #1 ninja in the world, Noah Munier, and your last man standing, the first Australian to pull it off, Zach Stoles. Until next time, for my co-hosts Benny Kins and Donovan Lusher, for my stats man Matt, for Raymond Coffee, I've been Kalen Cole Cloud. This has been Omega Upper Limit. Fare thee well.
Oh yeah. Also, make sure to send the save file to.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Hopefully, remember to do that.